the measurements of the dry ingredients.
What are the measurements?
Yes.
I used 3 cups of flour, and I used a quarter cup of salt. I mean, a quarter teaspoon of salt. I'm trying to remember what I used, and a half a teaspoon of baking soda for the dry.
Okay.
So I need to add a little bit more moisture to it because I didn't add a lot of oil to it. I just added probably a little less than a half.
Is this something you could put applesauce in? Or is that for cake?
You could use applesauce for it and just omit your agave. Any liquid, you can put the applesauce in lieu of the liquid and sweetener. It's all mixed together. And we are going to make some cookie balls. So I'm using a scooper to kind of give it that uniform shape.
Gluten-free. Okay.
These are going to be pretty big because I am going to make ice cream sandwiches out of these. Typically, I would make them like bite-sized ones. So they'll be a little bit bigger. So once you make them into like 1-inch balls, you flatten them a little bit. These cookies are they're kind of like cake cookies. So it just depends sometimes on what mood I'm in. If I want them to be more so like a cookie, I'll add 2.5 cups of flour as opposed to 3 because they puff up like a cake.
Chocolate chip ice cream sandwiches sounds good.
I'm sorry, Joyce. What'd you say?
Chocolate chip ice cream sandwiches sound good.
Oh yeah, I know, right? My son was like, well, you should use ice cream to make ice cream sandwiches. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. It's so cold. I'm like, it's really cold. I don't know. I have to eat ice cream by a fireplace when it's cold outside. But I'm like, you know what? I haven't had a good ice cream sandwich in a while, so why not?
So you make the ice cream yourself, don't you?
I didn't for this one. It's store-bought vegan ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Delicious has a pretty good brand. They're kind of expensive, but they're pretty good. And they have new brands that don't, the same brand, but a new style of ice cream that doesn't have all that sugar. It's like 360 calories for the pint, as opposed to 720 calories, which is what it is now. So when I get it, I always eat it in like thirds.
Yeah.
To reduce the sugar amount, but now they have a less sugar content ice cream, which is great.
Now what's the name of that ice cream?
So Delicious. And it's like So Delicious 360, and they even have 220 now, which is great. So these are our cookies, and they're pretty big, because we're going to make sandwiches out of these. We're going to put them in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes and pull them out, let them cool. We're going to set our timer about 8 minutes until they get golden brown. Okay.
A friend of mine a long time ago told me about a recipe for making soft ice cream with using frozen bananas. Leftover bananas, you slice them up, freeze them, then you put them in a food processor. Put a little bit, no sugar, a little bit of vanilla or whatever, chocolate. You know, it's like soft ice cream.
Yeah, Any milk in there? Like coconut milk or almond milk? Yeah,
No, I've made it just with the bananas.
nice.
Still let them
Good.
freeze them as an alternative. Some my grandchildren didn't know the
Yeah,
difference.
that's true. Yeah, you could totally do that for sorbet too. Okay.